Yo, what it do? This your boy Didymus with my lovely co-host.
This is Miss Didymus, aka author S.D. Johnson.
And we are back in effect with Keeping It Kingdom Radio on SOEKingdom.com. We've been gone for a while and we're going to let you know a little bit why. But we are here and prayerfully we're here to stay for a long time. Get syndicated and all that type of stuff.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we go really kick it in today. Babe, you know, we have not given up on our foundational scripture. Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so we go continue to stand upon that. We know that our God is so sufficient to supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. And we want to continue to impart kingdom principles into your lives. We want you guys to be able to connect and fellowship with us. As always, you can send in questions, you can send in prayer requests, praise reports, whatever it happens to be. The only difference is now you got to send it to info@soekingdom.com. So, everybody remember that new email address, info@soekingdom.com. Babe, what do you think?
Well, actually, I just want to tell everybody how excited I am to be back on the air, to be back sharing with you guys. We have a lot of new stuff that we're going to be telling you guys about, as well as we're going to give you a little backdrop on where we've been for the past year and why we had to take such a special hiatus off. Those who know us personally or follow us on Facebook, they may have a hint or a clue on what we're about to share, but they may not know the depth that you're about to get right here on Keeping It Kingdom Radio. So just definitely happy to be back. Happy to have this platform yet again and just thanking God for every piece of it.
Definitely. Another tidbit of our new radio station / show is that we are no longer broadcasting from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
We are broadcasting from the 916, Sacramento, California. So we migrated back west from my baby's hometown.
Yes.
And so we're looking for more connections out in the Sacramento area. Truthfully, anywhere on the West Coast, up and down California, wherever you happen to be. Hey, if you want to connect and you out on the East Coast or in the Midwest, down South, whatever, hey, it's all kingdom business. So let's hook up.
Definitely. We don't segregate. We don't care where you're from as long as you have a genuine heart to serve and share within the labor. And we're ready. Just looking for you.
Yes, no egos, only anointment.
Man, let's talk about it.
For real. But today, as we get into some of these things, we decided to change a little bit of our format as well. We're going to shrink our programs down to 30 minutes instead of an hour. That way we can give you more of what you really want to hear. You know, because a lot of times, you know, if this was like a music station, you know, you can hear a bunch of music. But we're more of a talk radio station. We want to, give you the word. We want to give you some insights on some special topics, hot topics that we hear coming through the news and stuff like that. Music is cool. You know, you can still go hear a little bit of music. You know, a couple of commercials here and there. But for the most part, we're going to be giving you that word.
Definitely. And then one more thing we want to throw in there. If you're looking to sponsor, maybe get your ministry advertised with us, whether it's here on the Keeping It Kingdom radio show or on our website, which is www.soekingdom.com. You can definitely hit us up with the email at info@soekingdom.com. Just kind of let us know what you're looking for, what you're trying to get out there, and we'll possibly see how we can help you out, get some sponsorship going, and just try to drive you some traffic for whatever it is you're trying to network out to the people.
Definitely. So we'll be back in just a little bit, but get ready to hear about some books. Get ready to hear about some music.
Yes.
Get ready to hear about just some ministry, some groups. We got a whole lot to cover.
We've been trying, y'all.
And I guess it really ain't a spoiler. I would wait till after the commercial break to bring this up. But I guess most of our audience probably already knows. You know, we had a lovely, beautiful double addition to our family. And so we're going to explain some of that for those of you who haven't been along for the ride. Oh, just an amazing story, which probably going to take up most of what we got to talk about today. But, we're family oriented. Yes. So be in tune for that. We're going to come back with a lot of good stuff about what we've been through and how we transitioned to this point and where we plan on going from here.
Most definitely.
All right, so keep it locked. Keeping It Kingdom Radio, SOEKingdom.com. Come
and walk with me through the valley of the shadow of death. Now known as the dark alley, game battle with text. Concrete jungles, the heaters invest. We ghetto vets hustle just for the fun of it. Not a single one loving it. Survival is a must and most of homies don't make it. Here today, gone tomorrow, many souls get taken. Reapers awaken and Satan is waiting, cause time's wasting, ain't too much left, and he ain't trying to wait to revelation. Heart banging through your chest cause you don't know what to do. Just when you think you save another rival busting at you. Blood gets spilled when bloods get killed. Blood gets spilled when cuz get killed. Blood gets spilled cause thugs is real. Love is nil. This ain't no movie where I can get up and die another day after they shoot me. This real life serious business, we playing with death. One in your chest and have you asthmatic till your last breath. Move the true blues, it's serious. D lanes to 8 trays, it's serious. From the sick to the bricks, it's serious. From the stone to the folk, it's serious. LA, serious. The Bay, serious. NY, serious. BX, serious. The Chi, serious. The A, serious. The Lou, serious. The O, from California all the way to New York. Bandanas they hang high, plenty beef in the streets, so we bang for gang sign. Fingers twisted out the window as we rapping our block. Just a moment of time for you blinded by tech shots. Bullets don't ask questions, anybody can fall. Game banger 24/7 from the park to the mall. Heavy heater steak and seal, hollow sparking from draws. Reaction times gotta be quick, you dead if you pause. Always peek the scene through both side mirrors and rear view. Burners stay cocked and loaded, you keeping it near you. Your rival don't fear you, just waiting for you to slip. Bang blue and still gotta watch your back for other crips. The blood gang and drug game just don't mix. A price tag is on your head cause you can't short on a brick. Prison and ditches, it don't make a difference. We all get sitting by 20-cent pen from penguins behind benches. Real talk, the true blues, it's serious. D lanes to 8 trays, it's serious. From the sick to the bricks, it's serious. From the stone to the folk, it's serious. LA, serious. The Bay, serious. NY, serious. BX, serious. The Chi, serious. The A, serious. The Lou, serious. The O, don't get it twisted, kinfolk. This is Jesus music. Catch me chillin' with Jesus and thugs, that's the way that Jesus do it. It's a lifestyle, a million movement. Living water in your vein from the spirit, call it Jesus fluid. Drop seed to get a buzz in the streets. Out of love, see riders hear me rip and be like cuz a beast. Die move, be like dude's a fool. No compromise, they know my life's ruled by the king of the Jews. Drop jewels so they seeing my shine. If they ain't moved, then I move on, cause I don't calf pearl to swine. Flow heat to grow a rose in the concrete, I'm groundbreaking. Keep the slump in the trunk to get the ground shaking. Heavenly flow, so sweet like pound caking. Candy whips on the block, folk, I'm annihilating. Slow your roll, don't think I'm out of control. I ain't blown, I'm just not your foe. Let's get it on, homie. Die move, the true blues, it's serious. D lanes to 8 trays, it's serious. From the sick to the bricks, it's serious. From the stone to the folk, it's serious. LA, serious. The Bay, serious. NY, serious. BX, serious. The Chi, serious. The A, serious. The Lou, serious. The O, serious.
Everybody, this is Mrs. Didymus, aka Author S.D. Johnson, having a little bit of a brain freeze, but I'm alright. And again, we just want to thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Kingdom radio show. We are so glad to be back with you. During this segment, we're going to talk to you about why we had to take such a strong and long hiatus. We missed you guys. We hope you missed us. And so, babe, I'm going to let you go ahead and open up, talk about our journey, what we went through, give kind of like your personal testimony, how you felt going through that time, and then I'll do the same. But everybody pay attention, keep your ears open, because there's always an opportunity for you to hear God moving in somebody else's life. So we really pray that our situation encourages you, encourages somebody you know, and you can share this story.
Well, as you know, Mrs. Didymus, aka Author S.D. Johnson, and I got married 4 years ago. Actually, just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. Yeah, like last week. Yeah. Actually got like 3 minutes away, to be with each other. You know what I'm saying? Got a little fun, dinner and a movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, real talk though. We got married 4 years ago, and ever since then, we've been trying to conceive and have kids, and it's been on both of our hearts for the longest that we both wanted to have a son. Through this process, we learned that there was a lot of different things going on with Simone physically, and doctors were trying to give us, just the most bleakest news that we could ever hear and say that we were never going to have children. Simone went through a lot of different surgery aspects, which really took a toll on both of us, emotionally, physically.
The whole family.
It is.
We all went through it.
And so, we went through a very rough time. I believe it was like 7 surgeries. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I lose track. Okay,
it was
so
8 surgeries. Yeah.
8 surgeries. And I'm gonna speed through it a little bit because I know Simone has more a different angle to hit at. But through this process, we went from one doctor telling us, no, you're just not gonna have kids. Take this cancer shot. I mean, it's not a cancer shot, but I'm just saying.
Wow.
You take this cancer shot, and
pretty much.
your pain will go away, but that's pretty much all I can do for you. And then 20 years down the line, you'll find out you got cancer, and your hair will be falling out and everything. But you won't be in any pain for the next 20 years at least.
Right.
But and so then we went from there to a clinic to do some like IVF type stuff, and they checked us all out and everything. And then of course that IVF is that in vitro? Yeah, okay, IVF. I'm just trying to make sure I got the initials right. The IVF stuff would be like, I don't know, $20,000, something we ain't had.
We
so
got that kind of
what I'm
money.
saying? I mean, our daddy got it, but we ain't had it. So you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we didn't have that. Then Simone actually had another physical incident where her body was going through some pain and stuff, and we had to go back to the emergency room for the 8,000th time, whatever it was, and our bill there was like $20,000 too. But we went back to the emergency room and we ran into a lady, and an older nurse lady, and she was like, "Well, have you ever heard of this company that works with for infertility issues and stuff?" And we're like, "No, we never heard of them." She's like, "You should probably look them up." So as soon as I get home, I look online, find a few YouTube videos of them and everything, and I'm like, this might be a viable choice for us to try out, and it's actually better than in vitro based on the processes that they use. And they talked about in vitro and how they destroy some of the embryos and all that type of stuff, which is, in my heart, kind of, like abortion, and so I was like, oh, I didn't realize all that, and so, I just had a lot more things to think about in that aspect. And so because of that, we went through that process with this new place who was doing excellent with us. They had this new little training model type thing that we had to go through. We learned it, we practiced it, and we got pregnant. And we were so excited. Little baby boy about to come. He was only like 5 weeks along, but we knew it was a little boy. And we had his name picked out and everything, Yanias, and we just were so happy and so excited. When we went for our 5-week ultrasound, the baby's heart wasn't beating or anything, and so they thought that was kind of strange at that point. But they said, we'll have to see, come back. He hasn't grown any from, I think it was week 3 or something like that. And so they just wanted to, come back. We'll make sure next week. So of course we went home, broken, praying and everything. Went back the next week. We're sorry you lost this child. So after that, Simone had to go through a DNC, all that type stuff. And it was a very tough, rough time for us. After that, we kept plugging away, kept going through with the process. And we hit a snag in our process. And the snag was the people we were working with. My job actually changed insurances, and because we changed insurances, the new insurance company was not accepted by this company that we were working with. So they basically told me we need $16,000 today, otherwise we're never going to see you again. I said, oh man, I ain't got $16,000. But what I can do is I can pay you like $300 a month. So me and the finance person sat down. Cool, we can do that. $300 a month, that's cool. Went through for about 2-3 months, made sure we had our payments on time and everything. Then Simone called in and, oh, we can't see you. Like, why can't you see it? Because you got an outstanding bill and you need to pay it off. And I'm like, I just talked to finance. So I went back, talked to finance, and they basically told me, nope, we want all our money right here, right now, or we won't be able to see you.
And mind you, all this is going on in the middle of treatment. The nurses actually had to teach Chevis how to give me various shots that were not fun at home. Man, just having a flashback, like thick oil being injected into your behind. It was not cool. It was something that I believe it was done weekly, some of them daily, maybe. I really don't even remember. It's such a blur. But all this is happening while we're supposed to be going through this treatment process to help fertility. So basically, at this point, they're telling us they'll no longer see us, blah, blah, blah. Treatment stop, done.
Finito. And so, of course, we mad. I'm about ready to storm somewhere and just, there's so much stuff was going on. And so we were off their program for about 3-4 months. I think it was more like 3 months. No medications, no shots, no anything. And but we kept part of their little model thing we were keeping up with. And so we went through that and, kind of looking at each other and looking at our little checklist sheet and like, it's getting a little long, And so I didn't kind of really pay much attention to it. Well, lo and behold, Simone goes to pick up our daughter from school one day. And our oldest daughter, Samaya, she comes back. Well, actually, she hasn't even made it to the car yet. All the adults are hounding Simone and say, hey, congratulations. Simone's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, well, Samaya said that you're having a baby. And Simone's like, who told Samaya that? So, of course, Samaya comes back like, what's going on? She's like, yeah, God talked to me and he told me I was having a little brother. Like, wow, really? So, of course, me and Simone get back home and we talking about it. Hey, guess what Samaya did today? And we started talking about that. Okay, cool. We had already had a little inkling, like, okay, so Simone went to the dollar store. What up, dollar store? So we went to Walmart. I thought it was dollar store. I thought you went to, you sure?
It was Walmart.
Okay.
It's okay.
Wally World, it's all good. Wally World. Anyway, so she went to Wally World, came back with the little pregnancy test, and bam, guess what? The pregnancy test came back positive. So I'm gonna leave you right there, and we're gonna come back with the rest of this story, along with a little bit more for y'all. SOEKingdom.com, keep it Kingdom Radio.
I was never taught that I could do better. My pedigree was rough like trying to chew leather. Was taught to bang and bust slang enough to live a life of your dream. Fast money and cars, nightlife and triple beam. So I got that $1,000 fits, I copped that. So still had a whole joy connected to a shop vac. My life sucked, couldn't tell from the outside, but the man in the mirror knew the pride was all lies, just to disguise the mask of pain. Tears, hurts, and shame. When all the while I was going insane, looking for water to quench my thirst. I can sleep when I'm dead, cause any day could lay my bed in a hearse. Out on the strip, but I was led to the church, living water immersed and resurrected to a new sense of worth. Submerged in my purpose, the same grind that I came from. All things to all men, hoping I change. See, you could do better if you knew better. Sit down and lend me your ears. I got the solution to tackle your fears. Wipe away the tears drowning your soul. Joy you found in the kingdom. You ain't gotta wait to change when you old. You ain't gotta wait for heaven when you dead. You can have it on earth in this lifetime if you let his light shine. I promise you his promises are waiting for you. Just believe with open arms, he just waiting for you. You can do the struggles you go through, the tattoo tears, the horrors you've been subjected to through all of your years. Days you didn't wanna breathe again. So smothered by smoke, ready to choke under the bondage of sin. All you wanted was a pain to stop. Out there hugging the block because you never felt the love from your pop. But your father in heaven is waiting for your return. A prodigal child, mature for all the lessons you learned. I've been in your shoes, doing things I shouldn't have done. Without the knowledge of who I was, adopted as a son. Found my purpose, so now I shine the light that he gave. Walking in dominion, no longer in chains of a slave. Seasoned with salt and cast into the water for life. Deep in your wound to manifest the healing of Christ. There's a better way, trust me, you gon' reap what you sow. The kingdom is yours, you just gotta surrender your soul. See, you could do better if you knew better. Sit down and lend me your ears. I got the solution to tackle your fears. Wipe away the tears drowning your soul. Joy you found in the kingdom. You ain't gotta wait to change when you old. You ain't gotta wait for heaven when you dead. You can have it on earth in this lifetime if you let his light shine. I promise you his promises are waiting for you. Just believe with open arms, he just waiting for you. See, you can do better if you knew better. Sit down and lend me your ears. I got the solution to tackle your fears. Wipe away the tears drowning your soul. Joy you found in the kingdom. You ain't gotta wait to change when you old. You ain't gotta wait for heaven when you dead. You can have it on earth in his lifetime if you let his light shine. I promise you his promises are waiting for you. Just believe with open arms, he just waiting for you. You can do better. You can do better. You can do better.
All right, we back. Keeping the Kingdom Radio on SOEKingdom.com. It's your boy Didymus and my lovely wife, S.D. Johnson, the amazing author. Worldwide bestseller pretty soon. But anyway, I'm going to let her finish off because I did, all the talking. I took up all the time. So I'm going to let her do some talking and tell y'all the rest of the story.
All right. Well, before the break, Didymus was just telling you some of the hardships we were going through during that time. And, just to kind of backtrack just a little bit before I go ahead and tell you guys the rest of the story, I was dealing with endometriosis. After I had my first daughter, Samaya, I just noticed my body was just on this downward slope, basically. I kept getting sick, couldn't find any relief, in constant pain. Things were just happening that were abnormal, things I wasn't used to. And so got diagnosed, had a surgery. Shevis and I get married, and it just seemed like as soon as we got married, the enemy was trying to destroy any hope for family. He was using that endometriosis against us, basically. So, Shevis spoke constantly over me, trying to remind me that, this sickness, this disease is declared illegal here in this house and within this family. So, you don't have it. Yes, you are healed. And we continue to speak that during this process. And being the one that was going through it, dealing with multiple ER trips, and I mean within a month, I could probably go to the ER at least 6 times. And sometimes it would be twice in one day. And so imagine, going through all this pain and having to live it, and you're hearing this and you're trying to stick with the word of God because you know what his word says, and just being able to sit in that hospital room or sit at home sick in bed and watching your husband just hold down the fort, it was just a really tough time. So I'm going to speed up to where Shevis left off. So we're with these new doctors. We're not on any treatment. We notice some things are happening. Our daughter's at school telling all her homegirls she's getting ready to have a brother. And boom, we take the test. And I was like, okay, hold on a minute. So I show Shevis, Didymus. And we're sitting there and we're shocked. We're astonished. I know myself, couldn't believe it. So what happens is I make an appointment, go with my doctor. Shevis goes with me, and we're in.
Go keep using my government name though. I'm just throwing that out there. She just keep using my government name.
I thought I was gonna get away
it's
from
all
it.
good.
I'm trying to tell a story
Go
here.
ahead.
This is real talk. I'm trying to tell a story.
God know my nickname. God know my nickname.
So we're in the hospital room and we're having an ultrasound, and they confirmed that yes, there is a baby there, but we're sorry to tell you, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, that it looks like the baby is bleeding out. So this is a possible miscarriage. We're sorry. Doom and gloom, doom and gloom. That's all I heard at that point. So we go home and we're grieving because we're like, no, not again. We can't endure this again. But here we are. So I go back in a week, and I'm ready basically to hear that, yes, it's a miscarriage. I had to harden my heart not to deal with that kind of emotional pain and roller coaster again. So we go in a week later, lady's doing an ultrasound, and she's kind of looking and curious. And then she's like, okay, well, I think I made a mistake. She's like, do you see that? And I'm like, I don't know. All I see is little blurbs all over the screen. And Shevis is looking. He's over my shoulder like, I see it. I'm like, what is it? She's like, no, it's not a miscarriage. I see twins. I'm like, what? He hits the ground. He's praising God, speaking in tongues. He's crying. I'm like, what? So she leaves out the room, goes, gets the doctor, and he confirms it that yes, there are two little people, two little heartbeats, that this is real, this is going to happen. Boom. And so we were in a place of not having any medication during that time, not having any fertility treatments or anything but God. That's all we had. And he said, you know what? I want to get the glory for this. I'm going to show you that you don't need the medicine. You don't need anything but faith the size of a mustard seed. You need to believe that I can do it. And I will show up in that time when you don't think I'm going to come. And he did. And so for that whole day, I was just kind of dumbfounded. So we kind of waited a little bit before we told family.
We waited a long bit.
Well, we wanted to get past the, the stage where, the pregnancy is still delicate, things like that. So once we were finally in a comfortable place, we went ahead and told family. So shortly thereafter, I ended up getting sick yet again. Couldn't keep any food down. It was just horrible. In pain, and all this drama starts happening, and I end up leaving my job and going on bed rest for 8 months. And that was probably the worst pregnancy ever. It's like, just comparing the two, like with my first pregnancy, I went everywhere I wanted, ate what I wanted, didn't gain too much weight, blah, blah, blah. Man, this pregnancy, I was in the bed. I couldn't eat hardly anything. Poor husband of mine is running to the store, getting these different things for me to eat, and then brings it home, and I either don't want it anymore or I can't eat it because I'm sick. We end up going to the hospital a few times because I entered into preterm labor. And shortly thereafter, the babies come a month early. I'm going to the hospital just for a regular checkup. They're like, nope, you're in labor. Let's go ahead and take the babies out. Come to find out that one of the twins, which is our son, Uriah, had some pulmonary issues. And so they got him out early, and we went through, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 months of just surgeries with him, just staying in the NIC unit, having, a child with special needs to where his diaphragm was paralyzed on the right side. He had pulmonary hypertension. They ended up putting a feeding tube in his stomach because he wouldn't eat. He developed a food aversion and different things that were going on with him. And even during that time, we had to stand solely on our faith that, God did not bring him into this world to have him attacked immediately at the womb. But you know what? If that's what the enemy had for him, then God had a different plan, because now our son is doing fine. Our son is well. Our son is big. They tried to write him off, saying he would never get better. He would have to be on oxygen all of his life. He's no longer on oxygen. The twins actually just turned a year old May 29th. And so they're both doing outstanding. That is a speed through of our testimony, what we've been through this past year. But believe me, we really sympathize with those who have children with special needs, or those who have dealt with infertility. And we just want to encourage you with our story that, with God, all things are possible. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because we are a living testimony of that. And then when our son gets older, he will also have his own testimony of the glory of God in his life. How straight from the womb he had issues, but God still said yes to his life. And so, it's just going to be exciting watching him grow, watching his energy ball of a little twin sister, Zaya, grow. She's all over the house tearing stuff up. And our family, to me, feels complete. We have our oldest, we have our twins, and, we definitely have each other. And, from jump, we have been through a lot in our 4 years of marriage. And, I thank God for Shevis every day. Yes, government name, baby. I thank God for you every day.
I'm looking away right now.
That's okay. He loves it. But, we've been through a lot, and all credit and all glory goes to God for bringing us through every little bit, and for providing for every little piece of it that we couldn't provide on our own. He definitely met our needs. So, yeah.
Well, now that she's used my name over and over again, the whole world will be sending me hate mail and all that type stuff. Anyway, no, but seriously though, one thing I did want to say though about this process is that for anybody going through not even just infertility issues, any process that you're going through that you know is not the will of God for your life, and you know it's an attack of the enemy. Speak the word over your life. Speak the word over the situation. Through this process, I'm not telling you that I never was scared. I was never doubtful sometimes, but I stood on faith and I stood on His word. I didn't come to God with just crying and moping and just, you know what I said, you know what, this is what your word says, and I brought up biblical characters. What about Hannah? What about Hannah, Lord? You gave her a Samuel. Where's my Samuel at? What about the widow? The widow, she didn't even ask for a son. The prophet came and just told her, I'm going to give you go have a son next year. Amen. And then guess what? The son dies. And she brought the son back to the prophet. Like, look, you gave me this son. I didn't even ask for this son. I need my son back then. And so what did he do? Through God used him to revive the son.
Amen.
So I kept reminding God of all these situations. If we seek His kingdom first and His righteousness, all these things will be added unto you. I mean, if you ask your dad for something good, He's not gonna give you something bad. Every scripture I could possibly think of, I prayed each and every day over our situation and over our family. Yes. And even when we came down to our second doctor's appointment, after the second time they told us that we're having a miscarriage. God, no.
Yes,
I said, I already know we gonna have a good report. And I sat back there, I said, God, you cannot make me look like a liar in front of my wife. You can't do that to me. I'm standing on your word. I'm not telling you, before anybody gets it twisted, I'm not telling you that I was punking God. I'm not telling you that God is my genie and I make Him do what I want to do. What I'm telling you is this. I stood upon the promise that He gave me and my family.
Yes.
And I repeated those promises back to Him every day. Amen. Up until the last minute. And sure enough, He showed up and He showed out. So anybody going through any adverse situation, I don't care how long it takes. Again, we went through this for 4 years. Well, basically 3 years, about 3 to 4 years.
Even within that process, 3 years. And we always have to remember, I'm getting emotional thinking about this, but we always have to remember that, God's timing is not our timing. And as much as we want and desire for certain things to happen at the snap of our finger, God wants to perfect us with His faith. We can't have faith in the doctors. We cannot have faith in the medicine or the faith in, the nurses who attend to us. We have to have faith in Him. And until that faith is perfected within Him, how can He release a blessing to us that we are not ready to receive? And when He does give us that blessing, our cup runneth over. We got a double portion. For the one that we lost, He gave it right back to us. We received a double portion of every blessing above and beyond what we thought. Our daughter, being the prophet, told us what God was getting ready to do in our lives, then turned around and we were blessed with more than enough, a second life. So now we are stewards of not just 2 but 3 lives in this family. When we only anticipated and prayed and cried for 1, He gave us 2. In a double shot. So now we're done, to say the least.
Man, we are finito. We are done,
to say the least. We got a beautiful son and a beautiful daughter, one of each, and they are amazing blessing to us.
Very amazing. So as we transition out of that, like I said before, we are in sunny California, Sacramento to be exact, where it's 105 degrees every day, and you don't drop a sweat because it's dry as ever. It's just desert heat. I don't understand this.
And I love it because I'm from here, Sacramento, California, then migrated to Omaha in the Midwest, and it's so dang humid. You go outside, you're gonna sweat your perm and your makeup off. So there's no reason to comb your hair or put on the cover girl. So then you get out here, and at least you got a shot. All you gotta do is turn on the AC. It's not that bad. And no, it hasn't been 105 yet. I told him he hasn't even hit July yet. Just wait till July.
It was 105 like 3 days in a row. Seriously. Check.
Wait till July.
Check the newscast.
It's June gloom right now. Wait till July.
So anyway, we made it out here to the land of milk and honey. And I say that because when we got here, we moved into our new home, and we got all kind of fruit in our backyard. And when I say fruit, it's like you in Canaan. Like the lemons are the size of grapefruit. That's how big they are. We got lemons, we got grapefruit, we got pears, we got plums, we got olives, we got oranges. That's it, right, babe?
And some quat, some kind of
loquat, something.
They in the front yard.
They quatting everywhere in the front yard. So we got those too. It's just beautiful. Went to a donut shop, got me a donut that was as big as my head, and I ate it all in one sitting. Call me a glutton if you want to. I don't care right now. It was good.
We're gonna have to bring back was it dinner date night?
Yeah,
we're gonna have to bring that back, you guys. But see, now we can ride to the bay 2 hours. We can ride to the beach a couple hours that way. We can ride to the mountains a couple hours that way. Ride out to the desert a couple hours that way. It's like we're right in the heart of anywhere. Whatever kind of scenery you're looking for, we got it right here. But we're sitting in the hot valley right now. But I know we went over our time. We said we're going to close this thing out in 30 minutes, but it's just so good to talk about God and his goodness and everything that he's done for us, and just being able to share it with you guys again. So we're going to make this last little part quick. We do want to link up with kingdom people, artists, musicians, authors, ministers, real people with a real heart to serve, a real heart to be about their Father's business and walk in their purpose and their gift and calling. I just released my second book, Ball Hog. My amazing husband has dropped a crazy soundtrack to it. I cannot wait for you guys to hear that. We're going to get you guys some dates about that very soon. He has another album that's going to be dropping soon. So that's going to be coming out. So we got books, we got music, and so much more to talk to you guys about in the upcoming shows. We're just so happy to do this Keeping It Kingdom relaunch. And as well as we're going to get back into the hot topics like we used to do for you guys before. So I'm looking forward to that too.
Yes, definitely keep it locked on www.soekingdom.com. Stay in the know with everything that we're doing. Babe is doing a little group with her book. So people can get together and kind of dissect her book as well as other books that are coming down the line.
So if you're in the Sacramento area, hit us up on the email and I can get you the information. And we're going to be kicking this off July 12th. So email us at info@soekingdom.com.
Also, we are going to be putting together a book project, actually a couple book projects.
Yeah.
One poetry, I can't call it spoken word because we're not going to be speaking it, but a poetry book that we're doing together, as well as a book going more in depth about our infertility issues and how we overcame them. Trust me, as long as we just talked, there were so many things that we left out of the whole story.
From crazy doctors
to
crazy nurses.
And I mean, she probably ain't gonna want this in the book, but I still got the pictures from her surgeries and stuff, so we can prove what we went through. So people can't say they just made that up. God didn't do that for them. Anyway, I'm gonna make sure y'all got the proof to see that. And then also, I'm gonna throw this out there too. Although we love hooking up with other kingdom people, you know what? If you're not in the kingdom, we still would love to meet you.
Amen.
We want to kick it with you. We want to chop it up with you. We want to show you the love of our Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our King. We want to show you what life in the family of God is all about. That abundant life, that stuff that you're looking for, the stuff that you go home every night and cry in your pillow about. That's what we want to show you, how you can obtain it. You know what? Us hanging out with other family members is cool. It's cool.
But
you know
at
what I'm
the
saying?
end of the day,
man, if we not showing you how to be a part of the family, we're not doing our job. That's the Great Commission. Go out into the world and show them the love of Christ and baptize them, make disciples. All that.
We ain't trying to drag you to church.
No,
we can go play pool. We can go
we are
play
church.
Something. That's right.
We
Wherever we go is church.
Wherever we go is church.
We can meet you where you at.
Man, for real. So with that being said, we're going to end this segment for today. I pray that you were encouraged by some things that we said. I pray you really want to engage with us. We are very open. We honestly want to meet and get to chop it up with a lot of you, even though we can't meet face to face. Email, maybe after we get to know you a little bit, Skyping or something like that. After we get to know you a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody's crazy.
No, but seriously, the book groups, the infertility group, whatever else we got going. We definitely want to connect with each and every one of you. Share the love of Christ. Hopefully, after some time, y'all can be able to share the love of Christ with us as well. We can all be in the same family. So again, we are out of here for today. Thank you for tuning in to SOEKingdom.com, Keeping It Kingdom Radio, where
it's not just music.
It's more than a movement, and it's all kingdom. God bless.